Hi, everyone, and welcome to Chill Talk English. I'm Henry.
And I'm Emma. Today, we're talking about something important for job seekers.
Job interviews can be stressful, especially when you don't speak the language well.
I remember my first job interview in English. I was so nervous, I forgot my own name.
Oh no, what happened?
I just stood there, smiling like an idiot. The interviewer looked confused. I finally said, I'm Emma, but it came out as a whisper.
I had a similar experience when I interviewed for a teaching position abroad. I couldn't explain why I wanted the job.
It's scary when you don't know what to say in an important interview situation.
That's why today we're going to help you with essential job interview English phrases.
These phrases will make your interview experience much smoother and less stressful.
So, why should you listen to today's episode? First, you'll feel more confident in interviews.
Second, you'll learn practical phrases that you can use right away.
And third, you'll be ready for real-life conversations with interviewers.
These phrases can help you succeed in interviews anywhere in the world.
Learning English is like building your resume, one skill at a time.
Today, we're adding some important interview phrases to your professional language toolkit.
With these phrases, you can go from nervous to confident in your next interview. I remember when I was 22, I interviewed for my first real job. I was so unprepared.
Oh no! Did you know how to introduce yourself?
Not really. I just said, I want this job, over and over. It didn't work out.
That's why learning interview English is so important, even for young professionals.
Now I can help others who might feel lost in interviews.
I had a friend who didn't get a dream job because she couldn't explain her skills properly.
Was that difficult for her?
Very. She had all the experience but couldn't communicate it well. The interviewer chose someone else.
That's exactly why we're creating this episode today, to help job seekers like her.
Today, we'll cover 4 important interview situations.
First, we'll learn phrases for introducing ourselves.
Second, we'll practice talking about your experience.
Third, we'll learn useful phrases for answering common questions.
And finally, we'll cover how to close the interview professionally.
Each section will have guided response, role plays, a short story, and guided practice.
We'll make it fun and easy so you can use these phrases in real interviews.
At the end, we have a quick quiz to test what you've learned.
Plus, we'll give you a challenge to practice using these phrases.
Make sure to listen carefully for our quick quiz at the end of the episode.
It's a fun way to check how much you've learned.
You might be surprised at how many phrases you remember.
It's like a little game to test your knowledge.
If you enjoy today's episode, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
That helps more people find Chill Talk English and learn with us.
You can also share this episode with friends who are looking for jobs.
Let's get started with our first scene.
Scene 1. Introducing yourself, guided response.
Welcome to our first scene. We're focusing on how to introduce yourself in a job interview.
Let's learn some useful phrases for the beginning of an interview.
First, when you meet the interviewer, you can say,
Hello, my name is Sarah.
or
Good morning, I'm John.
when they invite you to sit, you can say,
Thank you for having me.
or
Nice to meet you.
when they ask about your background, you can say,
I'm from Mexico.
or
I studied business in university.
when they ask why you're interested in the job, you can say,
I'm interested in this position.
or
I want to work here because.
remember to smile and be confident when introducing yourself.
Excellent. These phrases will help you start your interview well.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now, let's practice with a role play. I'll be the candidate, and Emma will be the interviewer.
Hello, come in. Please have a seat.
Hello, my name is David. Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you, David. I'm Emma, the hiring manager.
Nice to meet you too. I'm from Brazil. I studied marketing in university.
That's great. Why are you interested in this position?
I'm interested in this position because I want to work with international clients.
That's good to hear. Can you tell me about your experience?
Yes, I worked for 2 years as a marketing assistant in my home country.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm excited about this opportunity. I want to learn and grow here.
We're happy to have you today. Let's continue with the interview.
Great. I'm ready to answer your questions.
Great job with the role plays. Let's move on.
Up next, we have a short story. As you listen, try to notice how the introduction phrases you just learned appear naturally in the story.
Our story today is called Maria's Big Interview Day.
Maria sat nervously outside the office, her hands slightly trembling as she checked her appearance in a small mirror. It was her first interview for a marketing position at Global Tech, and her stomach was full of butterflies.
When the receptionist called her name, Maria took a deep breath and walked into the interview room. A friendly woman with a warm smile greeted her.
"Hello, come in. Please have a seat," the woman said kindly.
Maria sat down carefully, making sure not to wrinkle her new blouse. "Hello, my name is Maria. Thank you for having me," she said, trying to sound calm.
"Nice to meet you, Maria. I'm Lisa, the marketing director," the woman replied. "I see you're from Spain. Did you move here recently?"
"Yes, I moved last month. I studied business in university in Madrid," Maria explained, feeling a little more relaxed.
"That's impressive," Lisa nodded. "Now, why are you interested in this position at Global Tech?"
Maria took another deep breath. "I'm interested in this position because I want to work with international companies like yours," she said with growing confidence.
"That's exactly what we're looking for," Lisa smiled. "Can you tell me about your experience with social media marketing?"
"Yes, I worked for 2 years as a social media coordinator at a small company in Spain," Maria shared proudly.
"Excellent experience for this role," Lisa noted, making a note on her paper. "I'm impressed with your background so far."
As the interview continued, Maria felt her nervousness fade away. She was doing well.
"Thank you for sharing that with us," Lisa said as they approached the end of the interview section.
"I'm excited about this opportunity," Maria said with a genuine smile. "I want to learn and grow here."
Lisa stood up and extended her hand. "We're happy to have you today, Maria. The next part of our process will be a practical test."
Maria shook her hand firmly. "Great! I'm ready to answer your questions and show you what I can do."
As Maria left the interview room, she felt a sense of accomplishment. She had introduced herself professionally and clearly.
Did you hear the phrases, "Hello, my name is Sarah," "Thank you for having me," and "I'm interested in this position"? Try to remember how they were used.
Great listening. Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. This time, it's your turn. I'll say a phrase, and you repeat after me. Remember to copy my pronunciation and intonation. Try saying it out loud yourself, pausing after you hear each phrase.
Hello, my name is Sarah.
Hello, my name is Sarah.
Good morning, I'm John.
Good morning, I'm John.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm from Mexico.
I'm from Mexico.
I studied business in university.
I studied business in university.
I'm interested in this position.
I'm interested in this position.
I want to work here because.
I want to work here because.
You're doing great. Try to smile while you say these phrases. It makes you seem friendly and confident.
Excellent work. When you practice these phrases, imagine you're really in an interview. This will help you remember them better. Scene 2. Talking about your experience. Guided response.
Welcome to our second scene. We're focusing on how to talk about your experience in a job interview.
Let's learn some useful phrases for describing your work experience.
First, when asked about your previous job, you can say,
I worked as a teacher for 3 years.
or,
My last job was in customer service.
when asked about your responsibilities, you can say,
I was responsible for managing a team.
or,
My main duty was to handle customer complaints.
When asked about your achievements, you can say,
I increased sales by 20%.
or,
Or, I received an award for excellent work.
when asked about skills you learned, you can say,
I learned how to use new software.
or.
Or, I improved my communication skills.
Remember to be specific and honest when talking about your experience.
Excellent. These phrases will help you showcase your background.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now let's practice with a role play. I'll be the candidate and Emma will be the interviewer.
Can you tell me about your previous work experience?
I worked as a graphic designer for 2 years.
What were your main responsibilities in that role?
I was responsible for creating marketing materials.
Did you work alone or with a team?
I worked with a team of 3 other designers.
What achievements are you proud of from that job?
I won a design award for a client project.
What skills did you learn in that position?
I learned how to use design software better.
How will those skills help you in this role?
I can create professional designs for your company.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
I'm happy to tell you more about my background. Great job with the role plays. Let's move on.
Up next, we have a short story. As you listen, try to notice how the experience phrases you just learned appear naturally in the story.
Our story today is called Tom's Interview Success.
Tom sat across from Miss Chen, the HR manager at Tech Solutions. His palms were slightly sweaty, but he took a deep breath to calm his nerves. This was his dream job, and he couldn't afford to mess up.
So, Tom, Miss Chen began, looking at his resume, can you tell me about your previous work experience?
Tom straightened his shoulders. I worked as a software developer for 3 years at Innovate Tech, he replied confidently.
That's good experience, Miss Chen nodded. What were your main responsibilities in that role?
I was responsible for coding new features for our mobile app, Tom explained. I also fixed bugs and improved performance issues.
Did you work alone or with a team? Miss Chen asked, making notes.
I worked with a team of 5 developers, Tom shared. We collaborated on projects daily.
What achievements are you proud of from that job? Miss Chen leaned forward, showing genuine interest.
Tom smiled. I increased user engagement by 30% with a new feature I designed, he said proudly. My manager gave me a bonus for that work.
That's impressive, Miss Chen noted. What skills did you learn in that position?
I learned how to code in multiple languages, Tom explained. I also improved my problem-solving skills and time management.
How will those skills help you in this role? Miss Chen asked, her eyes twinkling with interest.
I can develop high-quality software for your company quickly, Tom said with enthusiasm. My problem-solving skills will help me address challenges effectively.
As they continued talking, Tom felt his confidence growing. He was sharing his experience naturally and clearly.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us, Miss Chen said as they approached the end of the interview section.
I'm happy to tell you more about my background, Tom replied, feeling optimistic about his chances.
Miss Chen smiled warmly. We'll be in touch soon about the next steps.
Tom left the interview room with a spring in his step. He had talked about his experience professionally and confidently.
Did you hear the phrases, I worked as a teacher, I was responsible for, and I increased sales by 20%? Try to remember how they were used. Great listening. Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. Your turn. I'll say each phrase and you copy me. Focus on the rhythm and tone. Pause and speak out loud after each phrase.
I worked as a teacher for 3 years.
I worked as a teacher for 3 years.
My last job was in customer service.
My last job was in customer service.
I was responsible for managing a team.
I was responsible for managing a team.
My main duty was to handle customer complaints.
My main duty was to handle customer complaints.
I increased sales by 20%.
I increased sales by 20%.
I received an award for excellent work.
I received an award for excellent work.
I learned how to use new software.
I learned how to use new software.
I improved my communication skills.
I improved my communication skills.
You're doing great. Try to say these phrases with confidence. Imagine you're proud of your achievements.
Excellent work. Record yourself saying these phrases and listen back. It's a great way to improve your pronunciation. Scene 3. Answering common questions. Guided response.
Welcome to our third scene. We're focusing on how to answer common interview questions in English.
Let's learn some useful phrases for responding to typical interview questions.
First, when asked about your strengths, you can say,
One of my strengths is problem solving.
or
I'm good at working with people.
when asked about your weaknesses, you can say,
I'm still learning time management.
or
I need to improve my public speaking.
when asked about your goals, you can say,
I want to grow in this field.
or
My goal is to become a team leader.
when asked why you want this job, you can say,
I want to work here because of the company culture.
or
This position matches my skills and interests.
remember to be honest but positive when answering questions.
Excellent! These phrases will help you respond confidently to common questions.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now let's practice with a role play. I'll be the candidate and Emma will be the interviewer.
What would you say are your strengths?
One of my strengths is attention to detail.
How about your weaknesses? What areas do you need to improve?
I'm still learning project management skills.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I want to grow in this field and become a manager.
Why do you want to work for our company?
This position matches my skills and interests.
What can you bring to our team?
I'm good at working with people and solving problems.
How do you handle stress at work?
I take breaks and organize my tasks better.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, what opportunities for training are there here?
Thank you for your thoughtful answers.
I enjoyed our conversation about my qualifications. Great job with the role plays. Let's move on.
Up next, we have a short story. As you listen, try to notice how the question-answer phrases you just learned appear naturally in the story.
Our story today is called Lisa's Interview Journey.
Lisa sat across from Mr. Thompson, the department head at City Hospital. Her hands were slightly trembling, but she took a deep breath to steady herself. This nursing position was her dream job, and she wanted to make a great impression.
So, Lisa, Mr. Thompson began, looking at her application, what would you say are your strengths as a nurse?
Lisa thought for a moment. One of my strengths is staying calm in emergencies, she replied confidently.
That's important in this field, Mr. Thompson nodded. How about your weaknesses? What areas do you need to improve?
Lisa smiled honestly. I'm still learning time management with multiple patients, she admitted. I'm working on improving that skill.
Good self-awareness, Mr. Thompson noted, making a note. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I want to grow in healthcare and become a head nurse, Lisa shared with enthusiasm. I'm committed to this career path.
That's ambitious and admirable, Mr. Thompson said. Why do you want to work for our hospital specifically?
Lisa leaned forward slightly. This position matches my skills and interests perfectly, she explained. I've heard great things about your patient care philosophy.
We appreciate that, Mr. Thompson smiled. What can you bring to our team that's unique?
I'm good at working with difficult patients and their families, Lisa said proudly. I also speak Spanish, which helps with communication.
That's valuable for our diverse patient population, Mr. Thompson agreed. How do you handle stress in high-pressure situations?
I take deep breaths and prioritize tasks, Lisa explained. I also ask for help when I need it.
As they continued talking, Lisa felt more relaxed and confident. She was answering questions naturally and honestly.
Do you have any questions for us about this position? Mr. Thompson asked as they approached the end of the interview.
Yes. What opportunities for professional development are there here? Lisa inquired politely.
Mr. Thompson smiled warmly. We offer regular training and support career advancement. Thank you for your thoughtful answers today.
I enjoyed our conversation about my qualifications, Lisa said, feeling hopeful about her chances.
As Lisa left the interview room, she felt proud of herself. She had answered common questions professionally and confidently.
Did you hear the phrases, "One of my strengths is problem solving," "I'm still learning time management," and "I want to work here because of the company culture"? Try to remember how they were used.
Great listening. Now let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. Now it's all yours. Copy my words and my intonation. Speak aloud after each phrase, just like in real conversation.
One of my strengths is problem solving.
One of my strengths is problem solving.
I'm good at working with people.
I'm good at working with people.
I'm still learning time management.
I'm still learning time management.
I need to improve my public speaking.
I need to improve my public speaking.
I want to grow in this field.
I want to grow in this field.
My goal is to become a team leader.
My goal is to become a team leader.
I want to work here because of the company culture.
I want to work here because of the company culture.
This position matches my skills and interests.
This position matches my skills and interests.
You're doing great. Try to imagine you're really in an interview when you practice these phrases.
Excellent work. When you practice these phrases, think about your own strengths and goals. It will make the answers more natural. Scene 4. Closing the interview. Guided response.
Welcome to our fourth and final scene. We're focusing on how to close a job interview professionally.
Let's learn some useful phrases for the end of an interview.
First, when you want to ask questions, you can say,
Do you have any questions for me?
or
What are the next steps in the process?
when you want to express interest, you can say,
I'm very interested in this position.
or
I would love to join your team.
when you want to thank them, you can say,
Thank you for your time today.
or
I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
when you want to follow up, you can say,
When can I expect to hear from you?
or
May I contact you if I have more questions?
remember to end the interview on a positive and professional note.
Excellent. These phrases will help you close your interview well.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now, let's practice with a role play. I'll be the candidate and Emma will be the interviewer.
That's all the questions I have for you today.
Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions for me?
We'll let you know about the next steps soon.
What are the next steps in the process?
We'll interview other candidates and then contact you.
I'm very interested in this position.
We're impressed with your qualifications too.
I would love to join your team.
That's good to hear. Thank you for your time today.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview here.
When can I expect to hear from you?
We'll contact you by next Friday.
May I contact you if I have more questions?
Yes, you can email me with any questions.
Thank you again for your consideration.
You're welcome. We'll be in touch soon.
Great job with the role plays. Let's move on.
Up next, we have a short story. As you listen, try to notice how the closing phrases you just learned appear naturally in the story. Our story today is called James's Interview Finish Line.
James sat across from Miss Rodriguez, the director of the community center. They had been talking for nearly an hour, and James felt more confident than when he first arrived. This interview was going well.
That's all the questions I have for you today, James, Miss Rodriguez said, closing her notebook.
James took a deep breath. Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions for me? He asked politely.
We'll let you know about the next steps soon, Miss Rodriguez replied with a smile.
What are the next steps in the process? James inquired, leaning forward slightly.
We'll interview other candidates and then contact you within a week, Miss Rodriguez explained.
James nodded thoughtfully. I'm very interested in this position, he said with genuine enthusiasm.
We're impressed with your qualifications too, Miss Rodriguez noted, making another note on his application.
I would love to join your team, James shared, his eyes lighting up. I believe I can make a real difference here.
Miss Rodriguez smiled warmly. That's good to hear. Thank you for your time today.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview here, James replied sincerely. It's been a pleasure.
When can I expect to hear from you? James asked, trying to sound casual but interested.
We'll contact you by next Friday with an update, Miss Rodriguez promised.
May I contact you if I have more questions? James inquired politely.
Yes, you can email me with any questions, Miss Rodriguez said, handing him her business card.
James took the card carefully. Thank you again for your consideration, he said, standing up to shake her hand.
You're welcome, James, Miss Rodriguez replied, extending her hand. We'll be in touch soon.
As James left the interview room, he felt a sense of accomplishment. He had closed the interview professionally and confidently.
Did you hear the phrases, "Do you have any questions for me?" "I'm very interested in this position," and "When can I expect to hear from you?" Try to remember how they were used. Great listening. Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. Repeat after me. I'll model each phrase, pause, then say it with confidence, just like you're speaking to a real person.
Do you have any questions for me?
Do you have any questions for me?
What are the next steps in the process?
What are the next steps in the process?
I'm very interested in this position.
I'm very interested in this position.
I would love to join your team.
I would love to join your team.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for your time today.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
When can I expect to hear from you?
When can I expect to hear from you?
May I contact you if I have more questions?
May I contact you if I have more questions?
You're doing great. Try to say these phrases with a friendly but professional tone.
Excellent work. When you practice these phrases, imagine you're really finishing an interview. This will help you remember them better. Now, let's move on to the vocabulary and phrase breakdown. We'll go over some important words and phrases from these scenes.
Introduce yourself. To tell someone who you are and where you're from. Example, let me introduce myself. I'm Maria from Spain.
Work experience. The jobs you have had in the past. Example, my work experience includes teaching and customer service.
Strengths. Things you are good at. Example, one of my strengths is problem solving.
Weaknesses. Areas where you need to improve. Example, I'm still learning time management skills.
Next steps. What happens after an interview? Example, what are the next steps in the hiring process?
Now, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz.
We'll ask you some questions about real interview situations. Listen carefully and choose the best answer. Check if your answer is correct with the answers given in the comment section of this video. Ready? Let's start.
Question 1. What do you say when you want to tell the interviewer your name?
Options. A. What's your name?
B. Hello, my name is Sarah.
C. I want this job.
Question 2. How do you describe your previous job?
Options. A. I worked as a teacher.
B. I need a job.
C. I like working here.
Question 3. What phrase do you use when talking about something you're good at?
Options. A. I'm bad at this.
B. One of my strengths is problem solving.
C. I don't know.
Question 4. How do you ask about the next steps in the interview process?
Options. A. When can I start?
B. What are the next steps in the process?
C. Do I have the job?
Question 5. What do you say to show you want the position?
Options. A. I'm very interested in this position.
B. I don't want this job.
C. How much do I get paid?
Great work, everyone! Let's do a quick recap of what we learned in this episode.
Wow, what a journey we've had today. From introducing yourself to closing the interview, we've learned so many useful interview phrases.
That's right. Now you know how to introduce yourself, talk about your experience, answer common questions, and close an interview professionally.
We also practiced role plays, stories, and shadowing so you can use these phrases confidently in real interviews.
Remember, learning English is like building your resume, one skill at a time. And today, we added many professional phrases to your language toolkit.
Next time you have a job interview, you won't feel nervous. You'll know exactly what to say.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Chill Talk English. Keep practicing, keep learning, and get ready for your next interview.
Before we finish, we have a listener challenge for you.
We want you to post a short comment introducing yourself for a job interview, using 2 phrases you learned today. For example, "Hello, my name is Alex. I'm very interested in this position."
It's a great way to practice what you've learned and share with other job seekers.
Let's quickly recap the key phrases we've learned so far.
For introductions, hello, my name is, and I'm interested in this position.
For experience, I worked as, and I was responsible for.
For questions, one of my strengths is, and I'm still learning.
For closing, what are the next steps, and I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
These phrases will help you feel more confident in your next job interview.
Thanks for joining us today on Chill Talk English. We hope you found these interview phrases helpful.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
You can also share this episode with friends who are looking for jobs.
Next time, we'll be talking about English for social events and making friends.
Until then, keep practicing your English every day. Remember, small steps lead to big progress.
Goodbye, everyone, and good luck with your job interviews.